right. It's the first of the month. And while many individuals at this time of the month, what's on their mind is getting their rent paid, getting their mortgage paid, calling your EBT card, saying we got cash aid or food stamps on there, you know what I'm saying? But no, not Jehovah's Witnesses. No, no, no. What Jehovah's Witnesses is concerned about is how much hours they spent going door to door, standing by the car, calling people on the phone, asking them if they know what God's kingdom is, writing letters. How much time they actually spent talking about God and His kingdom. That's what Jehovah's Witnesses is concerned about on the first of the month. I have a problem with that. And yeah, the typical watchtower witness would sit there, and the apologist would sit there and say, "Oh no, we're not required." Well, if we're not required, then I dare you. Don't turn in your time for 2 or 3 months and see if you don't have a good talking to. See if after the meeting they say, "Oh, can we talk to you in the back room?" Or see if somebody come ring your doorbell while you watching TV, and it's that little elder coming. "Oh, we just wanted to come check on you, see if everything is all right." And then when they get down to the nitty gritty, we ain't seen you in the ministry in a long time. What's going on? But what I'm going to do today, I'm going to help individuals understand why we turn in our field service. Why it's so pushed in the congregations to turn in your field service. Okay? Because it's not a biblical principle. It's an organizational policy. And the deeper you get into the Watchtower Society, you understand that majority of things that goes on in the Kingdom Hall is not based on Bible principle. It's based on organizational policy. And this is one of those organizational policies that we are pushed and we feel guilty for not doing it. That's crazy, man. That is so crazy. Okay, but anyway, this book right here we got a couple of years ago called Organized to Do Jehovah's Will, right? If you go to page 78, that's the question right there. Why do we report our field service? That's a good question. Why do we do it? If we don't, why do we feel guilty? Why are we guilt-ridden if we don't turn in our field service? If we don't go out in service for the whole month? Why are we guilt-ridden? Let me read this from you. Page 78. You can look it up yourself. You don't believe me. While I read, I'm gonna show you the front page so you can see this picture right here. This be in your mind so you know what this book looks like. Page 78, alright? It says, some have asked, since Jehovah knows what I'm doing in the service, why do I need to put in a report to the congregation? True, Jehovah knows what we are doing, and He knows whether our service is whole soul or just a token of what we really are able to do. Remember that Jehovah recorded the number of days that Noah spent in the ark, the number of years that the Israelites journeyed in the wilderness. God kept account of the number of those who were faithful and those who disobeyed. Wah, 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 wah. He recorded many details. Wah, 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 wah. The Bible demonstrates wah, 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 reports and records kept by Jehovah's people. They serve a practical purpose within Jehovah's organization. Okay, here it is. After all that beating around the bush, all that Jehovah doing this and Jehovah's doing that and all this other stuff, Jehovah never had to turn his time into nobody. He did that as an example. But after all that beating around the bush and making you seem like you imitating Jehovah, here's the real reason. Let me show you what it says. Page 79. At times, here it is, reports may indicate that certain aspects of our ministry need particular attention. And how would you know that? Unless it's written down on paper, because a lot of times I could be witnessing at work. The elders don't live with me 24/7. I don't know what I'm doing in ministry, but they will do it. They will know what I'm doing if I write it down on a piece of paper. Anyway, let me get back to it. Reports may indicate that certain aspects of our ministry need particular attention. The figure may show that while there has been progress, it could be that encouragement is needed. I'm going to let you know that in Jehovah's Witness world, encouragement means a whole different thing when it comes to the elders. Their definition of encouragement is not support. It's not no inspiring to help you. Elders, when they say encouragement, they mean something else. And I'm going to tell you what it's going to say right here in this book. They say the word in a few, they define it what they mean. Let me show you what it means when it says encouragement in Jehovah's Witness elders' mind. All right, because you think, oh yeah, we come to encourage you, we're going to help you, we're going to walk along with you. If you need help, you broke your legs, put your arms around my shoulder. That's not what elders mean when they say encourage. Oh, no, no, no. Anyway, let me get you. I'm talking too much. It could be that encouragement is needed. They won't know that because, again, elders don't live with you 24/7, so they don't know what you're going through. It has to be written down on a piece of paper. Responsible overseers, aka the elders, will take note of reports and endeavor to rectify any condition that may be hindering the progress of individuals. And there you go, folks. I don't know if you caught the definition they said right there. Let me read it again. I'm going to read it again. I'm going to emphasize both of the words, show you what they mean. When elders say encouragement, this is what they really mean. It could be that encouragement is needed. But here's what they really mean. Endeavor to rectify any condition. So it could be that rectification is needed. You might say, well, what's the difference? Encouragement means, I wrote it down because I don't even know what encouragement means. Encouragement means to support and motivate. As I said, if you hurt your leg, you fall down, you sprain your ankle, what does the coach or other teammates do? They help you up and help you walk off the field. Rectify means to correct and remove errors. So that ain't got nothing to do with encouragement. Correct mean if it don't fit, you finna make it fit. And we're gonna remove the errors. Encouragement means we don't remove the errors, we just help you get on your feet. So that's it, folks, right there. All that beating around the bush and, oh yeah, Jehovah knows, Jehovah did this. No, just tell the truth, man. You turn in your field service so that the elders can know how spiritual you is. The elders can know what they need to work on, who's not as spiritual as everybody else. That's what they need to know. And they can't do it because they don't live with you 24/7. It's right there in black and white, folks. It's right there in black and white. I'm not making this stuff up. It's right there, man. It's right there in your organized book. Too bad many Jehovah's Witnesses don't even read this book. So they wouldn't know that. You think I'm making this stuff up? It tells you right there. At times, we might have to rectify the situation. My brother, you rectify your TV when it's not coming on. You go find battery, put it back in there. When you're encouraging somebody, you're not trying to remove the errors. You're trying to help them. You're trying to assist them when there is a weakness. When there's a weakness, it's not so much as an error. It's just that there's different things that we're dealing with, man. You know, sometimes you don't have to correct the error. We have to do that ourselves, right? Do you realize that we are labeled as Jehovah's Witnesses? We are labeled by the hours we do in the field service. You understand that while we're kingdom ministers, you understand that each kingdom minister is labeled by the hours they do? Oh, yes, yes, yes. You have special pioneers. These individuals do 130 hours a month. You have regular pioneers that does 70 hours a month, and you have the auxiliary pioneers that do 30 or 50 hours a month. Anything on that, you're just a regular publisher. But you're labeled by how many hours you do. And how would elder, again, know how many hours you do unless you wrote it down? How would elder know how spiritual you are unless they looking at how much time you do in a field ministry? All that beating around the bush ain't necessary, man. Just tell the truth, man. You're trying to see who's spiritual in the kingdom hall, who has a desire to be on field service, regardless of if you got a full-time job, regardless of if you got kids to take care of. That's not the issue. The issue is you should be getting out there as much as you can. Take your babies out there if you have to. If you got a baby in your stomach, your baby newborn, just wrap it up and take it in door to door, man. And they say that by not saying that. They say it by what they do on the stage, man. You go to assemblies, you have women up there in wheelchairs, right? These women have no arms. Like, they basically got the Bible in their lap, and they have a person come outside and turn the page from their lap, don't even have no arms. They say, oh yeah, if she can do it, so can I. They always got that phrase at the end, where if she can do it, well, if she can do it, where my main shoot? She might can eat with chopsticks. I don't want to do that, man. It's like everybody different, man. I don't care if she can do it. Whole thing, her situation not the same as mine, man. I mean, she probably ain't got no life, man. This is lady, if she in a wheelchair, what else can she do? That's just like saying, oh, well, if a person in prison can read the Bible 5 times, well, the person in prison ain't got nothing else to do but read the Bible, man. I got full-time job, man. This lady in a wheelchair, she ain't got no job, man. What is she gonna do? And I'm not trying to speak down about it, but the whole thing is all this, well, if she can do it, well, if she can do it, good for her. But don't compare that to me, man. What you're doing is you're trying to stir a spirit of competition up. And then that leads to a bunch of fakeness. That leads to a bunch of facade. That leads to people going out in service, not because they're concerned about the person behind that door. They're concerned about their reputation. And, oh man, I don't look too not spiritual. Because this person in a wheelchair is actually beating me in hours. And it gets deeper than that, man. As you can see, all that jive and all that talk that, oh yeah, we need the time turned in to send to the headquarters so they can put in yearbook as how much we as an organization is doing in ministry. All that jive and baloney, man, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, man. All that stuff, you don't need to know all that stuff, man. The main reason, as I showed before, right out the publication itself, they need to know how spiritual you is. They need to know your zeal for the ministry and if you really into it, man. They need to know who they need to rectify and who they need to counsel and who they can really commend, man. Because what they want you to do is get out there in the ministry. They want to be known as the preaching organization, right? They want people to live up to the name of being a witness for Jehovah. So, and in fact, we're labeled, man. If you think about it, each witness is labeled not by the spiritual qualities they show, not by the love they show, not by abstaining from gossip, not by doing charity. We're labeled by how much hours we spend in the ministry, man. If I do 130 hours in the ministry, you know what I'm called? I'm called a special pioneer. If I do 70 hours in the ministry, at least I'm called a pioneer, a regular pioneer. If I do 30 to 50 hours, I'm an auxiliary pioneer. Anything below that, I'm just a publisher. Never mind the fact that I'm raising my kids to love other people. I'm raising my kids to have good head, to not look down on other people. I'm raising my kids to help out when they see somebody needing help. Never mind that. Your label and the judgment of you is how much you spend in the ministry. That's the judgment of your spirituality. That's why they need you to write down how much time you did. But they also need to know who they can appoint as elders. If you don't believe me, I had to take this from an elder. This book right here, Shepherd of, I had to snatch this out. Man, this dude, I went over his house. I'm looking at his library because he has some interesting books in there. I pulled the dude had to know to snatch it out my hand, man. I snatched it back. And we over there tussling for this book, man. But anyway, I got it. If you don't believe me, write this book. This book right here, it tells you. This book tells you what elders need to do. This tells you the policy and the arrangement that elders need to follow when they have a situation of dilemma in the congregation. It tell you what to do when they have pedophiles. It tell you how to fellowship people. It tell you to determine if a person repented. This book right here tells it all. This is the book of the elders, man. And it tells you if a person wants to become an elder, it tells you what they need to be doing. Page 30 of that book. And see, the sad thing is a lot of witnesses don't even know this book exists. You guys don't even know this book exists, man. Chapter 3. If you ever get your hand, I guarantee you probably never get your hand on it. But if you ever do, go to page 30. Appointment and deletion of elders and ministerial service. This chapter right here determines when they meet as a group, as a body of elders, to determine who can be an elder and who could be a minister. Because after the meeting, they have elders meeting. They when they going back there, they kind of determining. They basically doing gossip. What they're doing at the elders meeting, man. I don't know what they. I never been at the elders meeting, but a lot of it's gossip about who's doing what and who we need to do shepherding calls for and who we feel can give more privileges to. That's what the elders meeting is about. And so, me as an individual, say, brother, so and so, I feel that I'm called now to shepherd the congregation. I want to shepherd the congregation. They'll take that into consideration. Go get the body elders, and you know what they do? They turn this book and open to page 31. And this is the qualification that they look for. It said the congregation expects elders and ministerial servants to take the lead in the ministry. So here are the questions, what they look for in a brother who wants to be elder. They said, what is the brother's attitude towards preaching? Is he visible in the ministry? Is he doing all he can in view of his age, health, family, obligation, other theocratic responsibilities? To appoint a brother to a position of responsibility who is not exemplary in the ministry will adversely affect the congregation's zeal for the ministry. So what they're looking for when they're trying to determine your qualification to be elder? Is they looking at what Titus said? Let me see what Titus said when he said you want to be an elder or a bishop in the congregation. Look what Paul said to Titus to look for. Titus 1 verse 7. For a bishop must be blameless as a steward of God, not self-willed, not soon angry, not given to wine, no striker, not given to filthy lucre, but a lover of hospitality, a lover of good men, sober, just, holy, temperate, holding fast the faithful word as he hath been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayer. Now I got a couple of things about this because some elders don't display these things. It's crazy that one of the qualifications of the elder is that he has to love hospitality. You know what hospitality means? It means love a stranger. It means you invite people over your house. You make them feel welcome. You make them feel that this is your house. You make them feel that, man, I feel the love. And every time I go over there, I don't want to leave. There's some elders, I don't even know where they live at. You understand what I'm saying? How you an elder and I don't know where you live at? If I don't know, then you're not a hospitable person. What are they looking for to determine these elders? It said, even the way they talk, man. One elder told me, check this out. You might think I'm lying, but I don't care less if you think I'm lying. I would have no reason to lie. Your opinion don't mean nothing to me. All right? I have no reason to lie about this. One elder told me, now, did they look at this elder's qualification? What did they look to determine this elder? Let me know this. One elder told me, if I had a razor, I would shave your face, and I dare you to stop me. I'm like, what? I didn't know. I'm like, normally you have something to say. Like, I wish you would, Negro. But I was so shocked that elder said, I was sitting there like I was just stuck. And the dude was walking, he was getting further and further away. I'm thinking of words and like, I'm just stuck. Like an elder talked to me like that. What did the body elders look to determine this man's qualifications? Obviously it wasn't Titus. They looked at this dude's hours, man. I have no need to make this up, folks. I have no need to make this up. The Shepherd of the Flock book tells it all. Is this guy visible in the ministry? That's what they look at. And that's why elders, some of them you don't even know where they live at. They don't look at the person and say, oh, how many people does this elder have over his house? How many people did this elder actually know by name? There was an elder in the congregation, he didn't even know my kid's name. I'm like, how is you an elder, bro? When a body met to qualify you for an elder or appoint you as an elder, what did they look at? But again, this dude was a pioneer. But he didn't exhibit a lot of these qualities in Titus. So believe you me, to turn in that field service time is nothing more than a way to determine who's spiritual in the congregation, who is not. And it's so sad. I have a problem with that. Because what that does is it fosters an attitude of competition and an attitude of fakeness. You understand what I'm saying? That's all this attitude, that's all this requirement to turn in time. All it does is foster an attitude of fakeness and competition. That's all it does. There was one hall I went to that you had the pioneers, and some of them were cool. But some of them I would say hi to, and they'll walk right past me. I'm sitting there like, did I say hi loud? Did they hear me? Or did they just walk right past me? And I'm thinking, you spent 70 hours a month talking to individuals you don't know. You took your time to prepare your presentation to talk to these individuals. You spent all this time talking to individuals, 70 hours a month, folks. This is Pioneer, 70 hours a month. You know how much that is? That's 70 hours a month. It's 4 weeks. I can't do the math that fast. The point is, you spent 70 hours a month going out talking to individuals who you don't know and can't spend 5 seconds a day saying hi to your brother. If that ain't plastic, then I don't know what is. I call her Sister Tupperware because that's a plastic sister, man. Go out there and get applauded on stage for you being a pioneer, so spiritual, so hospitable, but when you come to the hall, you can't even say hi to certain brothers, so you don't even know the individual's name. How fake is that? But again, I don't want to say it's not a fault, but where is that mindset fostered from? It's fostered from the elders putting so much emphasis on time and not on people's spiritual qualities. That's very sad. That's the fruit that this seed is producing in the congregation. Another illustration, another example. This guy was a pioneer, man. I'm going to give you a couple of them. This guy was a pioneer, man. We going door to door. All right? Suppose he more spiritual than me. I've never been a pioneer. All I could do was 10 hours. That's all I could do, man. That's all I can give of my time. 10 hours a month. That's all I could do. You work full time, you got kids. It's impossible to do a pioneer, man. I'm not finna fudge, man. I ain't got no time to impress nobody. But this guy was more spiritual than me, right? This guy had more love for the ministry than me, right? Well, check this out. We're going door to door, man. This is a pioneer, man. He been pioneer since he been, a baby in the womb, right? We're going door to door. You can see on the sidewalk this house is vacant, man. I know this house is vacant. I seen it, okay? The grass is not cut. They got a for sale sign in the yard. This guy proceeds to go up to the door and knock on the door. I'm like, is this dude blind? He's knocking on the door. We walking away. He's knocking on there. He's just standing there. I'm like, this nigga. And the guy who's next to him walking me, he's like, excuse me. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Did that come out loud? Because we did 2 houses before this person left this vacant house and went to the next one. And then he had the nerve to write on a sheet of paper, a note about that house. I'm like, dude, the for sale sign says it all, brother. But again, the pioneer is supposed to be more spiritual, supposed to have more love for you, right? I don't think so. They have more love of the title that they have. That's what they have more love for. Because if the organization did not require individuals to take time down or report time, I can guarantee you, a lot of them will not even be going out. Because most of the time, they're looking for an easy way out. A lot of times, they go out there for like 10 or 30 minutes, and then they're ready to take a break, man, at the bread place, man. Some kind of bread shop or something. And what they do, they say, oh, we taking a break. But guess what? They don't stop their time. Their time start when they say amen at the service meeting. So you spend a lot of time driving than you is talking to individuals. Now they got the clockwork where you just sit out there and don't do nothing. But again, this attitude is fostered by the organization people at the top who's telling them that you need to report your time because we need to put in the field service. No. You need to report your time so we can see who's in here spiritual and who we need to rectify. You see what I'm saying? That's what they need the time for. I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, but I just want to give you illustrations. I've been doing this for a minute, man. I'm not no rookie to the game. I know a couple of Jehovah Witness secrets, man. I know a couple little hypocrites, man, here and there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna give their name. I'm just giving an example. I'm not trying to put myself up. I'm just giving an example of the fact that, okay, in the ideology and in the what do you call this? In theory, the pioneers seem like they do love the ministry more. But if you get close to them, you realize that it's not about the ministry, man. A lot of times, what their main concern is getting their time in, getting their hours in. A lot of the time, they say, oh, I can get all my hours in August, and I can take a vacation in September. Oh, I thought you loved the ministry. How you going to take a vacation for something you love? There's another story. We have the service meeting before you go out. But one week I went on Sunday, and I was the only one came to the meeting. Okay, and again, I'm not a spiritual brother because I only do 10 hours a month. So in the Jehovah Witness, man, I'm not a spiritual individual. You gotta watch that brother, right? He don't love the ministry that much. He got 4 kids, he got 5 kids. Work full time, but he's not doing as much as he can. Watch that brother. And plus, he want to wear a beard. Yeah, he's not spiritual. So anyway, a dude come in with his, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning. Dude come in with his bag. You're telling you ready to go on service. Got to tie everything on. He come in that room, look around, see anybody. You know what he say? Oh yeah, I gotta go to work. I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys in the meeting later. I'm like, you gotta go to work, but you came with your book bag? No, you came in, nobody was here, and you want to go by yourself, so you cut out. Yeah, you ain't gotta go to work, brother, man. You ain't dressed like no preacher going to work. What work are you doing on Sunday morning? And you gonna see us at 12 o'clock when it's time to go to meeting? What work are you doing for 3 hours? No, it wasn't nobody there you couldn't impress. That's all that was. But what the dude do, he used to go to McDonald's, sit at McDonald's, read his watchtower, and hope somebody come ask him what he's doing and say, oh yeah, I'm doing it, and write the time in. You got people, it's so many tricks they do. They do so many tricks, and it's sad, man. It's just sad to me. It's very sad to me that as Jesus is looking down, and he said, I want you guys to go, all authority is given to me. Go make disciples. Not hours on no time card, man. That's very sad. You have an individual who will sit there and take the kids or unbaptized because you speak to somebody that's unbaptized, you mark that time on your thing. And so you take somebody's kids to the movies. And while you're driving there, you ask those kids, you might have 5 of them. You ask those kids, what's Jehovah's name? What's Jehovah's favorite color? Where is Jehovah at? Getting all pumped up. The kids are, say all these things. And that's your opportunity to say one Bible truth to those kids. And guess what? You'll mark that time down that you went. That person will mark that time down that you went. So if you spent 15 minutes going to the movie with all these kids, guess what? You have 5 kids back. That's a whole hour and 15 minutes that you spent talking to them. Even though you spent 15 minutes, they put 15 minutes for each kid. Are they worried about reaching those kids' hearts or worried about getting that time on that thing? You see what I'm saying? Now, I know what you're saying. Well, we were supposed to go door to door. Yeah, I have no issue with that. The Watchtower used different things as, oh yeah, Jesus went door to door. Jesus didn't go no door to door, man. Where is it saying about Jesus went door to door? Jesus didn't go no door to door, man. Where you get that from? I'm gonna read a couple of scriptures where it said Jesus did go out in service. Let me read a couple of scriptures where Jesus, but tell me where it said Jesus didn't went no knocking nobody's door. He didn't have to. His reputation preceded him, man. Anyway, Matthew chapter 5. Follow along with me, man. This is what Jesus did when he went on field. So Jesus didn't go door to door. Not saying it's bad to do it, but don't sit there and talk that jive like, oh, we're imitating Jesus by going. No, Jesus didn't go no door to door. 5 minute scripture said Jesus went door to door. He went village to village. Yeah, he did. And I'm gonna read that and show you what it meant when he said village to village. Meaning Matthew chapter 5, verse 1. And seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain. And when he was set, his disciple came to him, and he opened his mouth and taught them. So he went on field service in the mountains, not door to door. He had disciples, and many people came to him. But again, door to door is not bad, but don't say we're doing it because you're imitating. Jesus didn't go door to door, man. No scripture in the Bible ever say Jesus went door to door. Okay? Luke chapter 8, verse 1. And it came to pass afterward that he went throughout every city and village, preaching and shewing the glad tidings of the kingdom of God. And the 12 were with him. So yeah, Luke 8 says, yeah, Jesus did go from city to city and village to village. Okay, but here's the point. This is what happened when he went. Did he go door to door in the city and village? No, no, no. If you read verse 4, and when much people were gathered together and will come to him out of every city, he spake by a parable. So again, when he went to see, people came to him and he talked to him. When he did go to people's houses, it's because he was invited. He didn't just go knock on people's door and say, hey, I'm Jesus, I'm talking, you know. When he went to the marriage, the wedding in Canaan, he preached there. But again, he was invited, man. When he went to Mary and Martha's house, he was invited, he preached, man. But Jesus didn't go cold call, knock on the individual door, because that could be dangerous, man. You could knock on a Roman's door and say, fool, you better get out my space, man, before I spear you. It was not like that, man. Jesus would even tell you where he went preaching. You want to know where he went preaching? Check this out. John chapter 18, verse 20. Tell me if he ever said, I went door to door. Jesus answered him, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue and in the temple, whither the Jews always resort, and in secret have I said nothing. So Jesus preached publicly, man. He sounded preach secretly. If you want to know what I was talking about, then ask the people who listen to me. Jesus never went no door to door, man. The watchtower would throw you that job out there to make you feel guilty that, oh man, Jesus did, so I must know. If I'm in scripture say Jesus went door to door, yeah, he went village to village. I mean, I can go village to village, but that don't mean I'm going to every door. Alright? So anyway, that's all I gotta say right there. But it's a sad case when they foster this mentality that your hours is somehow determines that you're more spiritual than me. And it's so sad that a lot of people are stressed out by turning these hours in. Oh man, I didn't get enough hours, or I'm missing the mark, or that this person's more spiritual than me. This lady's in a wheelchair and she's going door to door 70 hours a month. Hey, good for you. I mean, I'm not going to compare myself to no person in a wheelchair. I mean, that's just like saying, oh, this person in prison read the Bible 5 times. Well, in prison, that's all he got to do, man. He ain't got to work no 5 times. So why am I sitting there saying, oh, well, he can do it? They always put that mess out there. Oh, well, if he can do it, I can. Well, no, that's not necessary, man. That's not necessarily. I mean, a person in prison ain't got nothing to do but read the Bible, man. They read the Bible 2 times in one day because they ain't got nothing to do, man. This lady in a wheelchair ain't got nothing. What else she got to do? She in a wheelchair, man. What she gonna do? Get up and walk around? No, she in a wheelchair. So what else she gonna do? And I hope that don't offend nobody. But the point is, just because a person in a wheelchair with no legs is going out spending all his time, that person in a wheelchair ain't got to work full time, man. So why you bring this person in a wheelchair up like that's gonna say, oh well, if she can do it? No. Whatever God puts on my heart, that's what I do. Stop putting this guilt trip on the fellow friends, man, and we'll be okay. All right. So anyway, till next time. That's all I gotta say. I'm out.